Don't miss any content. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.
Hello everybody, I am Gianni Infantino and I'm about to take on the WHO Safe Hands Challenge. This is about kicking out coronavirus, and to do that one of the most important things is to wash your hands and wash them good and carefully. What do you have to do? First you have to open the water to make sure that your hands are wet. Take enough soap, close the water to make sure you don't waste it. Wash your hands very, very carefully for about 2 minutes. It's too long now for this message, but wash them for at least 2 minutes. Very good. When you're finished, you reopen the water. You clean them. Very good. You dry them carefully, and you close again the water with the paper that you don't need and throw it away. So, wash your hands, kick out the virus, and make sure that you spread this message, but not the virus. Take care, bye-bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sahara Football. That was the FIFA president Gianni Infantino giving us some tips on how to wash our hands during this time of the virus here in the world. We have to be really careful how we wash our hands, and that illustration there was by the FIFA president himself, Gianni Infantino. Stay safe, stay home if you don't really have to go out to anywhere, and follow the guidelines on the World Health Organization's website and social media handles. You will be fine, and we will surely pull through this trying times, unprecedented times in our world. Today I have some interesting info for you as well in the world of football. You will think there'll be no news, but there's a lot of things happening in Ghana football. I'm going to talk to you about Coach C.K. Akonno. Yes, Coach C.K. Akonno's contract with the Black Stars has been finalized. His salary has been finalized, as well as that for him and his assistant coaches, as well as the other national team coaches as well. Also, we're going to talk about the Kumasi Asante Kotoko versus Accra Hearts clash that was set to be played in London on the 11th of April. According to the organizers, that game will come off as scheduled. I don't know if these organizers are seeing what is happening, but according to them, we should dispute, or we should not listen to reports that say that that game has been called off. Also, I'm going to talk to you about the Black Queens thrashing of Liberia by 8-0 and 10-0 on aggregate. And C.K. Akonnor's case with Kumasi Asante Kotoko has been resolved. The GFA has ruled on it, and Kumasi Asante Kotoko will have to pay C.K. Akonno a hefty sum of money for inappropriate dismissal. As usual, if you're new to the channel, I'll advise you to subscribe to the channel and to click on the notification bell to get more updates. So we all know Coach C.K. Akonno was appointed head coach of the Black Stars after the sacking or the failure to renew the contract of Kwesi Appiah, who was formerly the Black Stars coach. Now C.K. Akonno has been named the head coach, and last week there were reports that C.K. Akonno had not been given a formal contract by the GFA, stating his salary and so many other incentives that come as the head coach of the Black Stars. Yesterday a meeting was held, and an amount of money to be given to C.K. Akonno and his assistant, that is David Duncan, and the other national team has been declared. We all know Coach Kwesi Appiah reportedly was earning $35,000 as the head coach of the Black Stars. That has been reduced by the Ghana Football Association Ministry of Youth and Sports meeting that was held with the Ghana Football Association yesterday. Now I'll take you through the new salary that the head coach will be receiving, and the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Ghana Football Association have reached an agreement to pay Black Stars coach C.K. Akonno a whopping $20,000 salary. Now, C.K. Akonno was named the head coach of the national team in January after a brief spell as assistant to former gaffer Kwesi Appiah. Now his assistant David Duncan will receive $10,000 as his monthly salary, with the other national team coaches receiving between $5,000 to $2,000 per month. Now, the Ghana Football Association will hand an official contract to the various coaches in the coming days as they usher in a new era. Siki Akonnor'S made 41 appearances and scored 12 goals for Ghana before beginning his coaching career at Secondary 11 Wise. He went on to coach Accra Hearts of Oak, Dreams FC, Ashanti Gold, and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Speaking of Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Siki Akonnor'S, they have been ordered by the GFA to pay off Siki Akonnor'S $34,000 for wrongful dismissal of the coach. But what do you think about this salary? Siki Akonnor'S will get $20,000 from the $35,000 that Kwesi Appiah was getting per month. His assistant David Duncan will get $10,000, and the other national team coaches will get between $5,000 and $2,000. Your thoughts on these numbers in the comments box. Is it a fair amount? Should he have received the same as Kwesi Appiah? Is this the move in the right direction from the Ministry of Youth and Sports? Is it better to reduce the salary of the head coach? Let me know your thoughts in the comments box. It's quite shocking that after the appointment way back in January of all the national team coaches, we are now getting a full contract to them in the coming days, not yet received, but in the coming days. It's quite interesting. Last weekend I heard a story on it which said or mentioned that the Black Stars coach and the other national team coaches hadn't been given a contract yet, and from this indication it turns out that report was true. Are you surprised that they didn't have a contract in place immediately they were appointed as head coaches? And even with Siki Akonnor'S, he started working as a head coach of the Black Stars, calling out a list of players he has called out for the AFCON 2021 qualifiers, which are since then being cancelled. Are you surprised by this development? I know I am. I didn't expect that to happen. I thought things were already in place with these head coaches and their appointment, their remuneration and contract talks. But hey, it's better late than never, but this shouldn't be encouraged. I move to my next story. It has to do with Kumasi Asante Kotoko versus Accra Hearts of Oak. We all know those two teams were slated to play in London on the 7th of March 2020 in commemoration of Ghana's 63rd Independence Day anniversary. Unfortunately, that game could not come off because of poor weather conditions in the UK, London to be specific. Now, it has come to the attention of the organizers of the game that there are reports purporting that the game will be cancelled because of the issues happening in and around the world. We all know the coronavirus outbreak has plagued the English really hard, and the Premier League has been called off, suspended for the time being until the 4th of April at the earliest, before the situation will be analyzed and will be assessed before a final decision is made. Due to that, many people were purporting that the game would be called off because the 11th of April is not far off, and when it resumes, probably they'll be playing a football in there somewhere, and it's not likely that Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko can't play that game. The organizers have come out to squash such rumors. Now, they say that the organizers of Accra Hearts of Oak Kumasi Asante Kotoko game to be played in London have denied reports that the game has been cancelled. There were reports that the historic Independence Anniversary celebration match has been cancelled after football in England was suspended because of the spread of the coronavirus. Now, the game was scheduled to be played on May 9th, 2020. Earlier reports said April 11th, May 9th, 2020. But Justin Addo, who is a member of the organizers of the match, disclosed to Ghana Soccer Net that the game could be postponed. So we are looking at a postponement rather. He also revealed that the two teams have been granted 6 months visas, so there is no way the epic encounter could be cancelled. Clearly, the report is speculative, but unfortunately, the present situation with the postponement of football in the UK most likely means that the game will also have to be postponed. Our health matters most. It's paramount after all in all things. On the bright side, both teams already have 6 months visas, so there is room to postpone. We will come out with a definite statement shortly, he added. So clearly, the events or the occurrences in England, in the UK, will influence whether this game is played or not. Right now, there's stop or the suspension of football activities in England has meant that this game will probably be postponed, and thankfully the players have 6 months visas already, so they have ample time to reschedule the game should it come down to it. But according to him, it is not cancelled. It has not been cancelled, and we should not take those reports seriously. I feel it will be cancelled because looking at the current situation in and around the world, it's really looking like we are about to face this virus head on. We might be in for a long wait. I feel it might be cancelled, but let's see what the coming days ahead have for us. Let's be optimistic that we'll get through this sooner rather than later and return to our normal lives. It is becoming disruptive in the way people are living now, having to stay at home, people working from home, which is quite unusual for some people, and for some companies they have to adjust their regulations to that. But that is what it is, and that's where we find ourselves right now. Heart of Oak versus Kotoko is the least of the least important things right now. Our health is paramount. If cancelling that game will help that cause, why not? But I think we should wait it out, find out what happens, then I'll bring you the information. But for now, the organizers say it will not be cancelled, and possibly the worst will be a postponement. So to my next story, has to do with the Ghana under 17 side, the Black Maidens. Yesterday in the afternoon, they played a game with Liberia, the second leg of the under 17 Women's World Cup qualifier game against Liberia. Liberia, they beat at Liberia Monrovia 2-0 last week, and they followed it up this week with an 8-0 thumping of the Liberians here at the Accra Sports Stadium. Now, the Black Maidens of Ghana were without mercy on Saturday as they gave Liberia an 8-0 thumping and thrashing to qualify for the last round of the World Cup, Women's World Cup under 17 qualifiers. After a sweet 2-0 win at Tubman Sports Stadium, Antoinette Tubman Sports Stadium, the Maidens scored 8 goals against the Liberians to win 10-0 on aggregate. As early as the 7th minute, the Ghanaian ladies were 3-0 up, preparing the ground for a goal feast at the Accra Sports Stadium. A brace from Ophelia Sewa Amponsa and a goal from Salamatu Abdullahi gave the home side a comfortable lead. In 30 minutes, the Ghana Black Maidens were 5 goals better than their away side as Ophelia Sewa scored her second brace. The first half ended 6-0 as Elizabeth Opong put her name on the scorers list before the end of the half. By the 66th minute of the game, the Ghanaian ladies had wrapped up the match. Alice Sapon's penalty and Tracy Chum's goals sealed things up for the Black Maidens' amazing win over Liberia. They move on to the final round of qualifiers, possibly a fixture with Nigeria or Guinea in that final round. Do you think they can make it to the Women's World Cup? I'm optimistic they can make it. We know how they did in 2018 in the Women's World Cup, and we hope they do amazingly well this year also in 2020. If everything is resolved with the health issues of the coronavirus, I'm sure everything should fall back in place. The Under 17 Women's World Cup will be held this year, in case you were wondering. So to my final story, has to do with Coach CK Akonnor'S. As I said, Kumasi Asante Kotoko have backtracked on the CK Akonnor'S case and have agreed to pay him 34,000 compensation for wrongful termination. We all know CK Akonnor'S and Kumasi Asante Kotoko, when he was sacked, the reasons were not given. It was not even announced officially by Kumasi Asante Kotoko. CK Akonnor'S took Kotoko to the GFA, to the Law Court of Arbitration of Sport, and it has been ruled that he will be compensated 34,000. Ghana coach CK Akonnor'S will be $34,000 richer. Wow. In the coming days, after Kumasi Asante Kotoko decided not to file the compensation ruling against the local giants at the Court of Arbitration for Sports, now the Kotoko management member Edwonaka said the team will no longer pursue its case against the former coach after the club was ordered to pay the amount to the coach. Aka, in an interview, said, "We had 3 days to go for a review, which we didn't, and it means the case has ended. The Player Status Committee of the GFA ruled last month that the Porcupine Warriors breached the terms of the contract with CK Akonno. The ex-Ghana footballer was sacked last year, July, just 9 months into his 3-year contract. He dragged the club to the Ghana Football Association, demanding his 2 years' salary, league trophy cash, and a CAF Confederations Cup group stages entitlement. The Player Status Committee ruled that the club was not justified in terminating the contract of the former Hearts of Oak gaffer, and since then, hence they have to pay him $34,000. Wow, CK Akonno is a really happy man right now. So that has been it for today, looking at the Black Maidens 8-0 thumping of Liberia. I've also been talking to you about the Hearts versus Kotoko game, which could be cancelled or postponed. The organizers say we should not look at the cancellation, but rather more at a postponement. CK Akonnor's salary $20,000 monthly, $10,000 for David Duncan, $5,000 and $2,000 for other national team coaches. What do you think about that? Also, I've been talking to you about CK Akonnor's compensation by Kumasi Asante Kotoko, $34,000. I'll see you guys in the next one. Be safe, keep your hands clean, wash them thoroughly. We will pull through this trying times. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great day.